Ba 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 da dee 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 dee. What is up, y'all? The Philly Fly Show is checking in here, kicking it at Right Way Production Studios, and we are back for another round of the Philly Fly Show. And if you haven't heard, we have another small little sponsor. Hint, hint, hint. Little Lake Area Tick and Mosquito. If you need your tick sprayed for, why don't you give the Lake Area a call? Look it up on Facebook, y'all. Alrighty, let's jump in here. I have it's only a 10 fight card this week for a UFC fight night. So I got a little bit of info I just gonna drop on this podcast because I gotta give you guys something extra since it's such a small card. I don't really have a parlay that I like. I've kind of stayed away from the parlays. I will think I might tweet out a DFS later though because I've been doing DFS for the past like three UFC events between the pay-per-views and the fight nights, and I've scored money on each of them and gotten pretty close to getting some pretty good money. So I'm gonna do one of those anyways because I've been killing it on those, and I like those. I don't know if you guys are into the DFS, which is daily fantasy essentially. I think that's how. Yeah, pretty sure that's what the S stands for. FNS. I don't know. Anyways, the daily fantasy I like to use this DraftKings. You can use FanDuel. You can use even the other weird ones that I don't really care for. But I've stuck to the DraftKings, and they're the only ones that I have confirmed that have a great system and a decent payout. It just seems like I lose more on the FanDuel one. So that's how back when I tried, and now that sports gambling's a little more legal in places, we yeah. Wow, lost my train of thought there for a quick second. What is up, y'all? It feels great to be back for another week of the Philly Fly Show here. We took like 2 weeks off because the last event I was having some trouble with my laptop again, and it just was not anything I was putting out wasn't making me feel good about it. So I literally just backed off and said, you know what, we have a week off. Why don't we just take 2 weeks off? So. But some of the news here that I've been getting, I don't know if the last time I had the Dracus Duplessis and Chimaev fight has been officialized. So if you didn't know about that one is happening in August. Shariah Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Beralt was announced literally the day after. So I threw that one out there. Marc-Andre Beralt, I think he was on the fight card, and then it's like a week later he gets a call. He had a quick first round finish, so that's good. We did get some fight news for 318 besides the main event. So some of the undercard fights is going to be Fulig versus Durlatulevin. Now, both those guys are great prospects coming up. I cannot think of their first names, and it's not telling me on the screenshot that I have here. So that's the only reason you're not getting the first names on here. On this other one, Gunnar Nelson versus Neil Magny is going to be a decent fight, but it's kind of like two old dogs that just need to duke it out before they each retire. So that'll be kind of fun to see. And then one of the big fights that has been announced on there is Marvin Vettori versus, man, his first name is escaping me right now, but his last name is Allen. God, that is going to bug me that I'm mind blanking in the middle of my... Okay, we're just going to skip that part because it's a good middleweight fight. These two literally fought in a casino like 2-3 months ago, maybe. It's a pretty... Brendan Allen. God, I cannot believe I didn't believe it. Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen is going to be at UFC 318 on July 19th. It's going to be a banger. That's a fight you don't want to miss. So that's a fight that's a little ways off, but we can still shout it out. Albir Albazi versus Tara, the Japanese young up-and-comer in the flyweight division. Yeah, that's going to be a banger fight to see who can be at the top. That's an UFC Apex fight on August 2nd. And then some other ones Cody Garbrandt versus Rene Barcelos. Oh, such a badass fight. That one is badass. Paul Craig and Bellato have been rescheduled. If you didn't catch that fight, got canceled. Co-main event like minutes before the fight was supposed to come out, so that was crappy. And then Calvin Kadar versus Steve Garcia has been added to July 12th fight night. That is going to be a fun fight. And then my last one, which I think I just got today or yesterday, UFC Nashville on July 12th is getting Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gabriel Bombfiend. So that is a fire fight. Big step up for Bombfiend, and of course Stephen Thompson doing his gatekeeping like he's supposed to do. So those were just some quick fight updates. We don't have any John Bones Jones news, which is unfortunate. I'm going to still stand on my statement. I know a lot of people want him stripped. Look, if he doesn't fight Tom by the end of the year, or let's just say he's just not ready. Like, by the time he gets the fight signed and he's just not ready to fight in his little 6-month thing, it's got to be January or February at the latest. He doesn't fight him by there, I'm going to jump on board with the whole stripping Bones Jones. Yeah. So there were some big title fights announced before, but I didn't really write them down because I'm pretty sure I kind of talked or shouted them out on a couple podcasts. These were just some fun fights I noticed that were getting dropped, and I needed a little extra for the podcast, so I threw them together for you. Now we're going to jump into UFC Fight Night. Erin Blanchfield versus Maycee Barber in the female flyweight division. This fight has some bad blood to it. That's all I'm going to say there. I'll explain that here in a little bit once I get to the main event. But we'll just jump right into it because I'm not having a very long podcast for you guys this week. This is a quick one just for you guys to make some quick extra side cash. All right, match leg number 10, strawweight female division. Ryan Dos Santos versus Alice Ardeline. Now, Alice, she's got a 9-7 record. She's not as bad as her record looks. She's definitely a good prospect coming up. The problem is she's fighting another girl who's just had a couple more fights than her, and I think has more of a skill set than her, and just the experience is going to be there for her. So I'm going to go Renee Dos Santos. She is a -225 favorite, whereas Alice is a +185 underdog. Get the money where it's hot. Let's go with Rayanne here, and I got 3 out of 5 on the confidence level that Ryan will get her hand raised after that fight. Now, match leg number 9, there was a fight dropped off on here, so if you look this up on ESPN like some of us do, the numbers are going to be a little off on the match legs. I made sure they were right. There's only 10 fights on here. There's only 4 prelim fights, so do what you will with that. We get Bohai Okaki versus Michael Aswell Jr. Now, Aswell Jr. is a +290 underdog, whereas Oki's a -380 favorite. Oki is a really raw, up-and-coming prospect. Lightweight division, so to make it in this division, you got to be one of those top dog kills. The top 15 is like a crew of top 5s, like five, like 3 different levels of numbers you got to get through the lightweight. Nuts. Good luck getting through there, as any prospect could, but this guy can do it. I'm going to go with the Oki at the -380. I just think Aswell Jr. is going to be in a world of hurt for a guy like this, man. Oki is a beast. So 3 out of 5 on the confidence level that he gets his hand raised after the fight. Going a little fast here, but hey, there's only 10 fights, and there's only so much I can talk about here without chit-chatting back and forth with somebody. Yeah, I like my podcast and like doing stuff alone. It would be fun to have somebody else on here once in a while to wrap a little nonsense back and forth with. We'll stay in the lightweight division. We get Kurt Hellebo versus Jordan Leavitt. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan Leavitt at all. Sometimes people's personas, you just don't like them, and it's okay. It's okay. People don't like me. I don't like them. Things happen. I love he's got a decent MMA skill set, but nothing he does is over the top. Same thing with Kurt Hellebo, though. Everything he does is good. He's trained. He looks good when he does it. It's just nothing is over the top. He fought Sam Hubbard for that Ultimate Fighter title law. I think actually he won. It's just weird, man. I will not lie. It's just a weird fight to put together. Jordan kind of needs it to make his way back up to try to get him just even fight anybody in the top 15. Whereas Kurt, he's on the older side, so if he does lose here, it's just not going to be a good one there for him. All right, so Kurt Kurt Halibo plus 190 underdog. Jordan Leavitt negative 235 favorite. Hard pick even if the odds are in his favor. I'm going Jordan Leavitt here just because I think his power behind his striking will be too much for Kurt Halibo. He doesn't have that type of power. He's more of a use my endurance and my grappling to outstrike you type. Jordan, he actually has some striking. So I'm going to go with Jordan. 1 out of 5, though, on the confidence level that he gets his hand raised. Gosh, that was a hard one for me to pick, guys, and one with me to roll with. All right, match leg number 7 is a flyweight male division fight. We have Rafael Fiallo versus Alan Nascimento. Nascimento is a negative 125 favorite, whereas Fiallo is a plus 105 underdog. So pretty much a pick 'em on here. I don't know which way to go, so I will not lie to you guys. I flipped the coin, red corner, blue corner. It landed on Alan Nascimento's corner, so we rolled with it. It's not the best pick. It's not one I'd throw on a parlay, but if you want to risk some cash on it, because at negative 125, those odds are pretty good. Do what you want, guys. Do what you want. I'm going Alan Nascimento. All right, so we either are going to get 5 fights on the main card and 5 fights on the prelim. I could see them doing that. It is a fight night, especially it's a fight night in the Apex, so it's not as televised or anything, or not as even talked about much on ESPN, and that's why the UFC might leave ESPN. But I'm just going to say it. We're jumping to the main card here. Match leg number 6 is a middleweight bout between Zachary Reese and Dusko Trodovic. Trodovic is a plus 175 underdog, whereas Zachary Reese is a negative 210 favorite. I think Zach was supposed to fight someone like a couple weeks ago, and the fight fell out, and I think they put this fight kind of together for him because I have not heard about this fight that much. Dustin Trodovic, though, dude, when he first came into the UFC, he reminded me of Gregory Rodriguez. He could take all these crazy strikes and it wouldn't put him out. And then all of a sudden he met his match and the guy put him down, put him out, and ever since then his jaw and him have never been on the same page again. So Dustin Trodovic is not going to be my pick. I am going to go Zachary Reese with that negative 210. Only thing that scares me is Trodovic had some time off now. What if he's come back and got that jaw back? Only thing that scares me, but Zachary Reese is a good fighter, so I got pretty good faith in him that he's going to get his hand raised, but not the best face, obviously, with a 1 out of 5 confidence level that he gets his hand raised. All right. Match leg number 5 is reported as a female featherweight fight. Now, why does that stand out to me that it's a female featherweight fight? Well, we got rid of the featherweight division in the female like a while ago. We randomly will have like a bout, and I'm like, is that a catchweight or is that the featherweight division slowly coming back for the females? No, I do not believe the female featherweight division is coming back. I think this is one of those one-off where they're like, yeah, guys, we want you to fight, but y'all couldn't make weight. So at least that's what's being reported on the sites that I have, that this is a featherweight fight in the female division. I'm still going to say it's a bantamweight fight. I am just leaning that this is bad reporting. Sometimes this happens. I did not watch the weigh-ins. I will say that. So if any of you watch the weigh-ins, let me know. Straight up, let me know. I'll be wrong. I'm not mad if I get it wrong. But so that's why we have featherweight with the question mark. Caitlin Vera versus Maycee Chiazin. Dude, this is going to be a banger fight. Caitlin Vera always brings, every single time she brings it to the octagon, she fights really, really hard. Maycee, though, killer. She's got this killer mentality where she just wants to knock you out. She'll take a shot to give you 3 shots, and that's how she's going to put you out. And for this division in the bantamweights, if she stayed in bantamweight, even at featherweight, I bet you she has it. But she's got power at bantamweight. So if she's got power at bantamweight, she's got power at featherweight. Let's see if they got gas tanks at featherweight. If this fight is featherweight. Maycee Chiazin, negative 135. Kaylin Vera, plus 115. I'm going Maycee. We're going to see a knockout here. Some girl's going to sleep, but I have a feeling it's Kaylin Vera after her last fight. She just doesn't, I don't know if her confidence is going to be high enough. Whereas Maycee, she's on that confidence roll, so I'm going to roll with her. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. Maycee gets her hand raised. Ooh, we are taking 15 minutes. I'm surprised about this. We're going to run through here. Light heavyweight bout between Dustin Jacoby and Bruno Lopez. And at plus 165 on Lopez, negative 195 on good old Dustin Kickboxing Jacoby. I don't remember his nickname so much. He's a kickboxer, so he's Dustin Kickboxing Jacoby today. Dude, Dustin is a beast when his gas tank is with him. Problem is, he's getting up there in age. He's had a lot of fights, and a lot of fights at kickboxing too. So it just seems like age is catching up with him. Bruno is the younger guy. I could see Bruno winning, but I don't see Bruno winning if Dustin is on with his gas tank. His gas tank's on. He's gonna put him out and put him out bad. I'm gonna go with Dustin on the negative 195. Confidence level though, it's only 1 out of 5. Kind of lost my voice there for a second, guys. Jeez, I'm looking for some water, but I did the rookie mistake and forgot my water on the outside of the room. So, not gonna go get that. We will jump to match link number 3 here. It's a welterweight fight between Billy Ray Golf and Ramirez Bayamia. Now, Ramirez is a plus 300 underdog. Billy Ray Golf, negative 400. Billy Ray has got some crazy good MMA skill set coming to MMA. Well-rounded in the grappling department, well-rounded in the striking department. And he's got a decent gas, or he's showing he's got a decent gas tank. It's time to see if he can put out this other up-and-coming prospect. So I'm going to go with Billy Ray here, negative 400. It's kind of hard to pick against the guy who's negative 400, obviously. It can happen, but I just don't see Billy Ray Goff losing this fight. 3 out of 5 on the confidence level. He gets his hand raised. And we get the co-main event of the evening. It is a lightweight bout between Matus Gamrot and Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein has been on a tear, whereas Matus Gamrot has kind of started to meet his match in the UFC. Came up strong, grappling out was really good and a gas tank, but as of late that gas tank's not been lacking, and his grappling hasn't looked as elite against some of these elite other fighters in the lightweight division. So it's going to be a good fight here. Ludovic Klein plus 135 underdog, Matus negative 160 favorite. My money goes on Ludovic, man. He's got the crazy good boxing, crazy well-rounded grappling defense. I won't say grappling offense for that guy, but his grappling defense is just ready to go. So Matus Gamrot is going to be in for a world of hurt if he cannot get a takedown in this fight, because those hands are nasty and they will put your lights out. There will be a size difference. Ludovic Klein is way smaller than Matus Gamrot, but here, if Ludovic can get inside and land those freaking nasty hooks that he's got, or any of those nasty body shots, it's going to be a bad night for Matus Gamrot. And we've seen that the body shots, if they add up over the fight, Matus Gamrot, gas tank going to go into the toilet. So, all right, female flyweight division, Erin Blanchfield versus Maycee flippin' Barber. Maycee is a plus 185 underdog. Erin Blanchfield, negative 225 favorite as of right now. Those odds are obviously changing. Money is coming in strong on Erin Blanchfield. Dude, she is got that game in MMA. She can stand and strike with you. The problem is she's not like a good boxer, like a very good MMA boxer. She'll stand and bang with you, but her specialty is that grappling. Maycee, she forces herself to be very, very well-rounded. In her early days, her striking was where she put her money to, and then when the grappling started to, when she got into those grappling fights with people and lost, she turned to grappling. And then when she turned to grappling, her striking took a step back, and now I don't know where her skill set lands. I really would love to call her like the next flyweight champion, but I can't. Like, I just don't see it yet. She's got to make that next step in the striking, and she's got to make that next step in the grappling defense. Now, her grappling offense, I will give her credit. She is She's not better than no Erin Blanchfield, but she's up there, okay? But like I said, the problem is you're making this a dirty fight by making some bad blood for no reason. Maycee does this. I think thinks that she's like this amazing killer, and she just thinks that every girl's weaker than her. I know that's a good mindset to have, but the way she personifies it all week, talking about how she's going to beat and bloody Erin Blanchfield up and blah, 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 blah. And then when they got into the showdown at the weigh-ins, she walked up to her and just was like, oh, I'm going to just bully you. You lit that fire, and you're going to have to pay for it, Maycee Barber, because Erin Blanchfield is going to beat the snot out of you. I don't see how you win this fight without landing a shot and hurting her. Where I can see 15 different ways where she hurts you and beats you down. It's going to be your pick and your poison, Maycee, on Saturday. Erin Blanchfield, 3 out of 5 on the comps. And so she just destroys Maycee Barber. And I could be wrong. I've been wrong in main events, but not to toot my own horn. I just called that Jack Mandela one. I know that y'all know I'm a Bull L hater. I will admit that. But I just saw Jack winning for some reason, and I saw the right thing. And I think I got it here, too, that Erin Blanchfield's going to get her hand raised after this fight. We went way too long on a 10-fight podcast, 22 minutes here almost for you guys. I am sorry. I like to keep them in between 15 and 20 minutes, so going over the 20-minute mark, a little upsetting. So we're going to close this up, and we will see you next week for some more fights here. I'm pretty sure it's another UFC fight night for us. Actually, I could be wrong. I'm going to look into that to make sure. I don't always look ahead, guys. Sorry about that. But we're going to say peace out, and shout out to Right Way Production Studios for always making this happen. And if you need your yard sprayed for tick and mosquitoes, look up some lake area tick and mosquito. Peace out.